Good morning. I hope you all get a chance to see this and think about what it means to you and for you. Um, this is an edition of God and Men, and what I want to talk to you about today is how responsive God is to us. As you may or may not know, I had a traumatic brain injury 12 years ago, and I was, like anybody else who's had that kind of injury, confused, didn't know a lot. I forgot more than I ever could have imagined. I got confused easily, and my memory didn't work that good. But I asked God if He would help me. And the form it took was like He took me on a dream, on a journey in my mind throughout all the time, and He showed me everything from the beginning. And it's so hard to put all that into a small or short term session. But the reality of it is, what He cleared up for me and made me understand was the difference between good and evil, and the difference between sacrifice and mercy. And those two things, He showed me what everything was worth, why it was worth what it was, what we're here to do, why it was created to begin with, and what we're supposed to do with it. He showed me all of the things that we failed in and told me that there's going to be more, and we will fail more because we run after lies rather than try to understand the truth. But that is what He showed me. All I'm trying to do is to tell you, to ask Him to show you. Open your mind. Seek Him first and foremost. Don't rely on what I say or anybody else. Don't even rely on what was written. You won't understand it unless you understand all of this. Then you can understand what it says. See, we read the book and we think the Bible and we think we can understand it. And we understand small sections of it, but we don't know how to put them together. We have a hard time seeing it as it really is, life, all of our lives. He explains to us why He did this, what it was for, what we're supposed to do with it, how we're supposed to live, what's coming, and how it will be. He told us all this in that book. And people don't understand it, they don't listen, they don't know. See, in the very beginning, the Bible talks about, in the beginning, there was a void. Nothing. And God moved across the face of the void. And then there was light. And then there was separation. And we have so much trouble trying to understand that, or we think we do, or we think we can describe it in the Big Bang Theory, etc. And I pose to you a simple question. When you get up in the morning, you open your eyes and the light comes on. You are conscious. You are aware. Isn't it just like what the Bible says? The light came on. And all of a sudden, it wasn't just that you could see, but you knew. And that's what I tell you to seek God for. You want to know, then ask Him. Because He can show you all of it. I could take a million years and a million different ways to try to show it to you. But he can do it because he knows what you feel. He knows what words mean to you. I don't. I use words in a certain way to paint a certain picture, but I can't guarantee that you're going to see it. People use words differently. They have different meanings. The same word can mean a whole lot of different things to other people. So I tell you that, you have to excuse me, I'm trying to keep track of the time. I say that you need to learn to listen with your heart. And people think, what are you talking about? Your ears are on your head. So are your eyes. But there's so much you don't see. And even more that you don't hear. I'm begging of you to help yourself. To understand what I've seen. He'll take you on it. He doesn't need me. He's perfectly capable of making himself known to you. My job is just to tell you very simply, he wants to talk to you. He wants to spend time with you. That's what the Ten Commandments were all about. That's what the Sabbath is all about. Spending time with your Father. Spending time with God. How much time have you spent talking, even if it's internally, and thinking, and asking God for understanding? Not for items. Items will come. Understanding is much more important. How many times have you asked for wisdom? I mean, I know you haven't had any problem asking for other things. Even I don't have problems doing that. I ask him for the lottery win all the time. And I know I'll get it someday, whenever it's the time. But the reality of it is, the most important thing I ask for is wisdom and understanding and love. Those things, they're what make this whole world go around. But it's up to you. You know, I talk about having a brain injury or strokes and how people are affected, and they're affected by, God, millions of different ways. Every individual has different symptoms, but there are some common ones. Fatigue is one. Uh, Personality change. Your personality changes because you lose confidence in everything. You thought you knew this, and you find out you don't. And I tell people it's a blessing. Because if you got to stop and find out what this is all over again, you find out from a different perspective. And this time you're more than willing to listen and to open your eyes and to understand. When you were young, it was all about you.